much as I'm interested in seeing how people managed without certain things that we have.
Electricity?
No. So what's with you and this electricity? Welcome guys to Double Babble, where we are going to talk about something so simple,
yet so complicated, I guess.
yes, like everything in life.
Well,
my name is Irena, or you can call me Irene. I guess it's easier in English.
much easier.
Yes, this is my little doggo.
His name is Michael. Mikey.
Yes. Named after Michael Jackson because he can sing and dance.
And he can too. Pretty good singer.
Yeah.
My name's Anna Maria. Annie for short. I guess Mimi works too.
Of course.
Good with me. We're from
Bulgaria.
Are we?
Yes. Last I checked, we're from Bulgaria.
Yeah, we are. It's such a beautiful place to live.
Of course, beautiful country, amazing people, very open-minded.
To foreigners, yes.
Foreigners, yeah.
No, we're good people.
Yes, if you are interested in our country, we do think of making podcasts on Bulgarian topics.
Yeah.
Like, for example, maybe
Nature.
Yeah, places to go.
A little bit of history, a little bit of this and that.
Yeah.
A little bit of Monica and Mama's.
Today's topic is flirting. Basically from 50s up till now, as back as we could gather information, I guess.
Yes. From our grandparents.
Yes.
From ourselves. Us being old.
We're not that old.
Yeah, we're ancient.
I wouldn't call us ancient.
We're well-preserved vampires?
Okay.
We're 140? I see.
I don't know. I don't know how to calculate it, so.
Well, we're not from the 50s, that's a given.
Yeah.
But we have gathered information on flirting from there.
Yeah. Well,
I guess the first thing that is the best thing to do is introduce people to like the basic explanation of the word flirting.
yeah.
If you want, you can read.
Okay. So, flirting is a social and sexual behavior involving spoken or written communication as well as body language by one person to another, either to suggest interest in a deeper relationship with the other person or if done playfully for amusement.
And that's one way to put it. The scientific way, I guess, to put it.
Yes, I agree.
The simplest way.
Yeah, basically,
What do you think?
we can say, I guess, what we have experienced from what is said here. I guess.
It's true. Body language is like used to be, I think, one of the biggest things, but right now it's mostly writing.
Writing or FaceTime, who feels like it, because me personally, I'm not the kind of person to
Which one would you prefer?
FaceTime so easily.
Which one would you prefer, to meet someone face to face or like face to face or FaceTime someone?
I would much prefer face to face. I kind of feel more at ease. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because there isn't that big of a difference between FaceTime or meeting someone face to face, at least. I don't see that big of a difference, but I guess I'm more relaxed.
Like to feel the vibe the other person is giving you, yeah. And this is one way to put it, as like the body language that speaks to you. It's not just like just seeing their face, but it's watching them face to face. Why? Okay. But yeah, I mean, you can. The easiest way I've, from experience and from watching and observing and everything combined, the easiest way to recognize if someone is into you basically is the body language.
Yes.
The easiest thing to notice is if you move left, the other person moves left as well. If you move right, the other person does the same thing. And yeah, that too. Playing with hair is a big thing. Playing with a necklace if you have one,
Yes.
like to attract.
Yes.
I don't know why, though.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, but I guess we feel the need to, I don't know.
To attract the attention. I'm thinking maybe...
we always have to do something to make them watch us, I guess.
It's not just watching, it's more like to focus on whatever you want them to focus on.
Yeah.
Coming to think of it, sorry for interrupting. Coming to think of it, we've all seen the old shows where the kings and queens and everyone like played with their
wigs.
Yeah, wigs. Men only had wigs. Wigs were not allowed for women.
Oh.
Yeah, they were playing with whatever they had in their hands, and it was their own way, and it stuck in a way. I mean, I think so.
Could be. I'm not that educated on that subject, so.
I'm not either. I mean, we've just seen shows, and this is why I'm...
Well, I guess I haven't watched that many shows with kings and queens.
Well, now you have to start.
The Crown.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it though.
Whenever you have the inspiration to watch it.
Yeah.
Because we all know inspiration is the best thing.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't think I have noticed men playing or doing something to attract attention. I think it's mostly women.
Most of the studies that I've read were covered on women, but I think that men have their own ways too. Like, I don't know like what, but you can actually feel like the vibe.
Maybe they are trying to make contact with the woman.
Yeah, making
like
contact is one way.
Touching the hand or the thigh or
That's
trying to
the playful way.
Yeah,
to,
trying to get closer.
Yeah, that's one way. It depends on actually the person. Yes, because well, if a guy is an introvert, he'll not do it. But if it's an extrovert, actually gender does not matter.
Yes, I do.
In the situation, introvert, extrovert, and
Yeah, I
touching
think
and
so
everything.
too.
Yep. Yeah, this is the basic explanation that we can start with.
Yes.
And do you see here that our next passage? If you want, we can read it.
Okay.
Flirting behavior varies across cultures due to different modes of social etiquette, such as how closely people should stand, how long to hold eye contact, how much touching is appropriate, and so forth. But some flirting behaviors are noticed to be the same, and yeah, I think so. It's true.
Yes, it is true.
One of the things that you can never change is the body language.
That's a given.
That's true. The same way that we don't need like an actual language to communicate. With music, I mean, like
Yes.
music, dances, These are universal languages. Even in flirting, body language is universal. We do have some good topics. And yeah, one of the things is the prolonged eye contact. I don't think so though. Not very sure.
Why?
Because me personally, even when I speak to like someone close to me, I tend not to hold a very long eye contact. I mean, sometimes.
Well, I'm a complete opposite.
You can hold eye contact.
I can, and I do.
And sometimes it gets creepy.
Yes. I think that's how you actually you've told me that I do it, especially if I am interested in someone and if I like them, I tend to stare. Like a long stare.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
So I guess we can say that it depends on the person.
it depends on the person. Depends on whether you like this person or not. What are your intentions towards that person.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So the purpose of flirting.
No, we all know the purpose of flirting.
Yeah. Yes, we do know it, but it's the next thing that we've.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
People flirt for a variety of reasons. According to social studies, there are two main types of flirting. Flirting just for fun and flirting with further intent. So just as we talked about it.
Yeah.
I guess we can say that flirting just for fun is mostly the flirting done today.
Nowadays, yeah.
Because I guess we as a society.
What I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I think is that flirting for fun right now in this society gives you, most of the people that flirt for it is to give themselves a validation.
Yes.
Whether they are good at it, they can succeed, and to feel better about themselves.
Yes.
Flirting is that.
And that's the other thing is that back in, let's say, the 50s, most men and women flirted, as it said here, with a further intent, meaning they were flirting to find a husband or a wife. So,
well, they were flirting to find a wife. Women were not that much of flirts. Yeah, it wasn't like. Haven't you read the article?
yes, I've read it.
Okay.
But I guess there is something that I have missed.
Yeah, it's just that women were flirted with, but only men flirted. And to flirt with someone was the intent that this person is going to be the person that you're going to create a family with.
Yes.
And yeah, but it's still so different when you think of it. I mean, back then and now.
Yes, I guess we just look at relationships in a different way. Because nowadays you can have as many relationships as you want until you find the person you want to marry.
That's true.
So it's you're not obligated to marrying the first person you have a relationship with, and that's I guess why.
That's one of the things that changed.
Yes, and that's why most of the flirting nowadays is done just for fun.
Yeah, that's possible. Although in a review back in 2014, another scientist made a further distinction and identified 6 main motivations for flirting, which one of them is sex, relational development, exploration, fun, self-esteem, and instrumental. This scientist found also that often many flirting interactions involved more than one of these motives. And yeah, it's true. Let's say sex and self-esteem can be the same, like motivational
Yes.
way to flirt. This is, I don't understand why relational development. I mean, if you flirt for fun, or let's say for sex, but why does sex and relational development can go hand in hand?
Well, I've heard, um, that for many people, sex is a big part of the relationship. So
It is.
maybe they want to figure out at first if they would like
That's true.
the sex, and after that
To develop a
to
relationship.
develop a relationship.
I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why? I prefer.
Such a simple question.
Yes, it's such a simple question. It is so complicated because I don't even know how to begin explaining it. I grew up watching a lot of romance movies. I've read a lot of romance novels, so I guess I'm a very romantic person, and I want the serious relationship. And sex isn't for me that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, it's good to have it. It's okay for the sex to be good, but it's not going to be something that is like a vocal point. I mean, I will not dump someone just because, let's say, I don't like the sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, well, it's the same way. I think we have already discussed it between ourselves. Women grow up watching like romantic movies of the mouse kind.
Yeah, but I wasn't that much influenced by them.
But at the back of your head, you are like, you don't know it 100%, but you are. You've watched those kinds of movies, romantic ones. Like, I won't call them romantic. I will call them romanticized.
Yeah.
Because for me they are like this. While this is the imagination that you have in your head, this is what the little you created, and this is what you grew up with. While for men, they grew up with 18 plus movies.
Well, you can't say that for sure. I mean,
it's not depend on man, but not typically, but the bigger percentage is women growing up with like the romanticized movies, and men growing up with the not so romanticized movies, but yeah. And this is why one of the things that it's different for my opinion.
Yeah.
Is that men first intent is sex, while for women first intent is the relationship.
Yes.
But I think that both go hand in hand.
Yes, they do go hand in hand, and we can't say that all of women, for them,
No, it's not all. I mean, but the biggest percentage of women is, my opinion though.
Yeah.
This is what I've noticed. That for most of women, the romanticized part is the leading one, while for men, most of men, the biggest, the bigger percentage is the bigger percentage is this. They were led by the imagination of the movies that they watched.
Yeah. All action.
Sometimes not a very good one.
Well,
And yeah, this is one thing that has changed. I mean, from the 50s and now comparing. If you want, you can read the basic explanation for the past, why the flirting is used, although we have mentioned it. But
Back in the 50s, flirting was all about how to find a husband. And a range of influences suggested women should get married as quickly as possible. Therefore, many of the etiquette books and magazine articles of the time offered advice about searching for a husband. And
do you imagine someone publishing this right now in the days that we live in? Like, flirting is not considered finding a mate.
Yeah.
It would be so weird.
It will be. Not that we don't have them. I mean,
we do, but it's not that
common, and it's not that easy to find them, I guess. I mean, if
with the internet, everything is easy to find.
Yes, but my point is that if you aren't searching for it, you will not see it.
And that's true, because what is shown, even if you're not searching for it nowadays, for me, I think, is the basic thing. Hi, hello, let's get to bed.
Yeah. Yes. Well, although we do have articles in the newspapers for people searching for.
Oh yeah, those still exist.
Yeah, you've told me that story.
Yep. Well, Adam looking for Eve, Eve looking for Adam,
Yeah.
which is funny to us, but we have all the social networks, all access to computers, to internet, to a lot of platforms. But back in the day, they just used the newspaper,
yeah,
or newsletters, which is so.
It's weird.
It's weird, but for us it's weird because we do live in a age where everything is digitalized.
I guess we can even argue that it's kind of romantic.
Which one is romantic?
Well, kind of romantic. The
hi, hello, let's get to bed?
No. No, posting in the newspaper.
Yeah, for us it must be. I mean, women that watch those romanticized movies. While if you ask someone who is used to the hi, hello, let's get to bed. I'm sorry, I'm going to call it from now on. That's it. But if you ask them, it will be like a different planet. Like something that they're first now used to, never got in their head. It will be weird.
Yeah.
But it's good. Would you go back in the 50s or back in the 60s where people used to write letters to one another just to experience that?
Yeah, I guess I would love to experience it, although I'm not a very patient person, so I don't know if I would like the experience of writing a letter and waiting a whole week to get a response. So.
If the pigeon doesn't get lost.
Yeah.
If it gets lost, it's a whole month.
Or even more.
Yeah.
You never get a response and you're like, what have I done?
Like, has he seen the message? Did the pigeon arrive? Like, these are two different things. Nowadays, he has seen it. But
he doesn't respond.
Why?
Well,
yeah, but back in the day, do you think that you'd yell, pigeon, have you arrived?
But what if the pigeon had to go to the next town or the town after that? How will you yell?
With a big pipe?
Your only option would be to stare through the window and hope to see your pigeon coming back. And it will be so tired. It will be like in Harry Potter with the Weasleys owl.
That owl is old. She's not tired. It's old.
It's old, yeah. Can go through the window.
It didn't see well. It needed glasses. Could you imagine owl with glasses?
Would be funny.
I think we went way too far though.
Yeah, we went way too far.
But yeah, talking about the 50s, women flirting, men flirting with
Flirting. Such a hard word.
I know. Well, back in the 50s, how they did it, this article is basically taken from the United States, I believe, for New York in particular, where I think your grandma showed, shared with you.
Yeah, she told me a story of when she was young and how men walked on one side of the street, women walked on the other side of the street, and all they did was look at each other. And when they yes, exactly, they were looking at each other, and when they reached
the square,
when they reached when they reached the town square, that's where all the flirting happened, and that's how I guess we can say that while walking towards the town square, they were eyeing at who they would talk to.
I'm eyeballing you.
And I'm eyeballing you. I'm gonna talk to you very soon. Just wait.
It's so different, and I don't know why it's different. I mean, there is a certain charm in this.
Yes.
Yes.
Like nowadays, if you go to, let's say, the town square, what's
at the cafe, you mean? Cafe?
No, I mean at the park, let's say. What's the chance someone is going to come up to you and talk to you?
Well, the same chance that someone is going to come up and talk to you in a bar, let's say.
Yeah, so very little. Very small.
Well, with the Rona situation, yeah, bars closed. So yeah.
But even when they weren't closed, I mean,
most of
maybe
people
that's
nowadays.
just me, but
No, what I've noticed that nowadays, with social media is blowing up, with all platforms for dating and blowing up and going big, people don't come up to you.
Yes.
And they don't actually introduce themselves. Like, it's much easier to see someone outside and hide behind your phone.
yes.
Because for me, it's a way of hiding. I mean, I get it, we all are afraid of, not afraid, but don't want rejection.
Yes.
But still, I mean, it's not bad to talk to people.
Even if you don't have any intentions, what's just for a good conversation, let's say, or just to make friends with someone.
Well, this is not your intent when going up to someone, a stranger, of course, let alone.
You never know.
And that's
I
true.
might want to ask for directions.
If you ask for directions, you'd say, "Excuse me, could you show me this? You won't be I am this and this, and talk to you about something.
Still, there are all kinds of situations. So
That's true. That's
everything
100%
can
true.
happen.
That's 100% true.
I think I've had actually people. I don't even remember when that happened, but I was, I guess, in the park at our town square, and I was just standing there. I think I might have been even waiting for you to come.
Usual, me being late.
And it's not usual. Most of the times I'm late, actually.
Time is relevant.
Yeah. But this one time where I think I was waiting for you, I might be wrong, but there was this woman, and she came up to me, and she introduced herself, complete stranger, and she started talking to me about her day and stuff like that, and I was like,
Was she crazy?
I don't know, she didn't look crazy.
But you considered her being crazy.
Well, yeah, because it was super strange, yeah.
Yeah, but if it was a man coming towards you and talking about their day and just doing that, would you think, honestly, that they're crazy?
Yeah.
So see, there is a flaw in you cannot approach someone and just talk about your day.
Yeah.
You need something. Like, for example, when you walk Mikey, just sleepy baby. When you walk him outside, man, you can get, like, this is a mutual conversation, a topic of a sort.
Yeah.
But it depends on the person, it depends on the tone, it depends on what they're saying. If you were in a bar, though, if someone approached you, would you think they're crazy?
Well, not that much.
Because you're in the bar.
But in the bar, they won't start talking to you about their day, I guess.
Not unless you're a bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the settings, it's the difference of settings, difference of thinking, difference of communicating, as we've just mentioned. It's not just what you say. It is what you say, but it's also the way you say it.
Yeah. A lot of the times I say something, and as time passes, I see the flaw in what I have said.
Don't talk to me about those times. I've had many sleepless nights. I'm the best person after an argument, especially 3 days after an argument. I'm thinking, what should I say? But it was too late.
Yeah, it was too late. Yeah. Well, just like now, I said something, and 2 minutes after that, even I was arguing about it.
I love this when you argue with yourself. This is like, and do you get to any conclusions? No.
No.
But the fact that you argue with yourself, it's so. Oh, this is going to sound crazy. It's so satisfying.
Yes, because you
have a different opinion than you have.
Yeah, your opinion changes on the matter as time passes and as you continue thinking about it.
See, time is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think we got far from our topic.
As usual.
We're not going to stay on topic, that's a given.
Yes.
Well, we did discuss that man had to ask women, but there's this part. Well, while the well-mannered men in the 50s were busy asking for permission to flirt, which I don't think we've mentioned though.
No, we haven't mentioned it yet.
Well, it's good to mention it now, I guess.
Yeah, it's super strange. I mean,
you have to ask the father for permission to flirt with the daughter.
Yeah, I mean, that's super strange. Nowadays, we prolong meeting the parents as much as we can.
Do you imagine, like, you start living in nowadays? Someone texts you, can I meet your dad so I can ask him for permission? You'll be like, woo, hello.
Yeah. I'm speechless. I really am speechless.
Sometimes I wish I could go back just to observe.
For observation?
Yes.
Yeah. To live?
No.
Yeah, I actually am very grateful for the time period that we live in. We have computers, we have phones, we have a lot
Don't say electricity, we've always had electricity.
I wasn't going to say electricity. I wasn't going to say it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I wasn't going to say it, but I mean, we have so many privileges, and
That's true, but with
As-
privileges... Okay, go ahead.
as much as I'm interested in seeing how people managed without certain things that we have,
Electricity?
no. So what's with you and this electricity?
I need light.
You can have candles.
Oh, that's so romantic. No, I need light.
I mean, yeah, I would like to go back and just observe, see how they managed, but I wouldn't exchange my life today, my life right now, to go back and live, let's say, 100 years back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we can discuss, like, according to the psychology today, how we can, like, decipher the flirting and non-flirting.
Well, yes, physical attraction is part of the equation. The more physically attracted individuals are to strangers, the more they are apt to flirt. Being physically attracted to someone, however, has no relation to the perception of flirting. Just because you think someone is cute doesn't mean you'll automatically interpret neutral comments as flirtation.
And that is one of the things that drives me insane nowadays. Being nice to someone, in some people's heads, it equals flirting with them.
Oh, yeah.
You know the situation that I've fallen through very recently?
Yeah.
I was trying to help a friend. This friend, ironically enough, they asked me for help for their girlfriend.
Yeah.
I tried to help their girlfriend, and then it turned out that I was flirting with him.
You were stealing him.
Oh yeah, I was stealing him away by being nice, by giving him advice for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Logical.
Well,
I still don't understand. Why do you think that this is considered like...
I guess jealousy is a big factor. We can say.
Jealousy.
I don't think that I am a jealous person. No,
Everyone is.
although I haven't been in a relationship and I haven't been able to see how I would react in certain situations.
Well, you have been in relationships.
No, I haven't.
No, you have been. It's just that the fact that you haven't felt the jealousy part does not mean you haven't been into a relationship.
No, I haven't been in a relationship. I haven't been in an unofficial relationship.
An unofficial... Oh, you mean official?
Yeah.
But you have actually. I think that...
No.
Okay.
You're arguing with me about
your
about whether I have been in a relationship or not. It's like me saying you have been in a relationship and you saying no, I haven't.
Okay. I see your point. I mean, I do consider the relationships that my point of view is that you have had relationships. Like,
yeah,
it hasn't
weren't-
been officially like,
Yeah.
do you want to be my girlfriend? Which sounds so weird.
Yeah,
And it's so respectful, but yeah, so weird.
I don't want to be asked. I just want to feel it.
Mm-hmm, just
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's so cheesy to ask someone, do you want to be my girlfriend? But it gives you a sense of
Just being in a relationship, like
yeah,
knowing this person is by your side.
yeah.
Yeah, I do understand.
I just forgot the word, but
I
as usual.
I love when we are bilingual. Obviously, we do speak Bulgarian, our mother language, and English as our second language.
Yeah.
I love when I don't remember a word. It doesn't come up to my mind. in no language. And you're like, please come on, give me something. And you're like, yeah, that thing, you know, the thing.
The thing, yeah, the thing.
So yeah, let's get back to topic. You were saying about jealousy being one of those factors.
Yes, because I guess in the situation that you were in, the girl felt
Threatened?
yeah,
Why was she?
yes.
I mean,
Well, because jealousy does something to your brain which cannot be explained. At least I cannot explain it. It's stronger than you, and you react in a way in which if you were thinking straight, you wouldn't react. I mean, you weren't flirting with the guy. You weren't talking to him prior to him asking you for that advice. I mean, you were having conversations, but they weren't initiated by you.
none of our conversations
Yes.
are ever initiated by me.
Yes, every time it's him asking you for help with something or asking for an advice with something, and
Yet you turn into the bad guy.
yes, you turn into the bad guy because you were just trying to help. I have been in the same situation, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember that one.
yeah, I do understand how you were feeling, and I cannot explain it. I have just found. I don't remember the word. I just don't remember the word.
Blank.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
blank.
But jealousy doesn't. I mean, it pushes away a person.
Yes, it does most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the times it pushes people away, but I don't know. There are people who like a very jealous person because it makes them feel special. It makes them feel like, ooh,
I'm
going to
going to lock you in. Not going to let you go out. Yeah, go feel special. What is special about this?
Well, there are different degrees of jealousy.
True. Okay. But yeah, being nice to someone doesn't always mean that
You're
it's
flirting. Yeah.
Especially if you know that the person is in a relationship.
Yes.
So the second way that it can be detected as flirting, when chatting with a stranger, research suggests that most people actually don't know flirting when they see it. In the study, women were only 18% accurate in recognizing men's flirting as flirting, while men did a bit better, but with only a 36% accuracy rate. They still are operating way below chance. Most of the time, flirts aren't perceived as flirting.
That's interesting, and I do think it's true. Me personally, I never, I never know if
I know
someone
the
is
many
flirting
times
with
that
me.
I've had to tell you, do you know that this guy was flirting? No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. No, he wasn't.
Well, because
like,
I never
stop arguing with me.
because I never see it, and I don't feel it like that.
And it's true, and this is why it's a bit weird to me. A tad.
Yes, because at least you have to feel the person's intentions.
Well, you don't just have to feel them, but you can actually see them. But I don't understand why. It's in human nature. Well, some I guess. Well, if someone comes and flirts with you, you'll not know it until the moment someone else that's like a third person that watches from the outside, let's say outside of the bubble, comes and tells you, and you're like, what?
Although I do think you as a person that knows body language might be able to see if someone is flirting.
Not all the time.
Seriously?
Yeah, not all the time. I mean, in the beginning, when I've started to learn about body language, about psychology, about how we think, how we see things when we flirt. In the beginning, I didn't know. I never noticed. I never paid any attention. I just brushed it off. But yeah, true. At some point, when I started to learn about body language, it did show to me. Not always though,
Yeah.
because body language can be a bit deceiving as well.
Yes, and if you don't,
It's not always accurate.
yeah, if you don't know the person in general, how he acts, and what he is doing on a daily basis, it's hard to judge only by body language.
And that's true. It actually depends on the kind of person that you are, or whether if you're talkative, if you're silent, if you're introvert, if you're extrovert, if you like touching, or if you like flirting but not touching. I mean,
Yeah.
what are I know that there is a word about this, people, but because I cannot think of it for the brain of me. I'm just going to say that there are some touchable people and some untouchable.
Meaning?
Meaning some people like to be touched,
Yeah.
while others don't.
Well, yeah. And there are some in-betweens.
Are they? Yeah, always are.
If there is one thing that we've learned in this life is that to everything there is an exception.
And every exception has
Has
its own
exception.
exception.
And then
This exception has its own.
yeah, and so on and so on. So
This is why we can never like say that this group is this particular and this group is this particular thing.
Yes.
There's always this. I don't know why it comes to my mind, like the circles and where they meet.
Yes, the middle ground.
The middle.
Yeah.
But it's not always. Yeah.
People recognize non-flirting more accurately than flirting, which is actually just as we talked about.
Yeah.
In the study, women were 83% accurate in seeing non-flirting as non-flirting, and men performed about the same with 84%. It seems both men and women are much better at recognizing the absence of flirting than recognizing the real thing.
This is what I was actually going to say, because it's very interesting to me. How can we differ? We can think that a flirting is a non-flirting and a non-flirting is... I got lost.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. I mean, how do we differ one of the things from the other? How do we recognize non-flirting much better than we recognize... I guess
the feel of the conversation, the flow of the conversation, maybe
the attraction, maybe, I think, is one of the main reasons.
Or
if someone
the
comes
setting.
to you... Yeah, that's true. If someone comes to you and you're not attracted to them, they start to flirt and you'll be like...
No, I would still talk to them out of...
politeness.
Yeah.
Politeness, yeah. Out of being nice.
Yes.
But be careful how much nice you are, so it will not be...
Yes.
Still, it's weird to me. Well, I'd prefer to not be attracted to someone and not flirt with them, because when I start flirting, it looks cringy.
I don't even know how I look while I'm flirting, because as we've...
Do you want to do this an experiment? I think
No.
it would be
No.
been cut off. Da, da, da.
No, because...
How could you reject my feelings like this?
I feel embarrassed because I know that I'm not good in flirting.
Well, you can always learn from it.
Well, yes, but I don't know, it's kind of different when I'm attracted to someone, I start acting in a way that I don't.
Unnatural.
Yeah, I don't normally act that way, so I can't show you what I'm doing while I'm flirting because
Oh, please don't.
no,
Please don't.
no, I will not.
No, I mean, just because I know how it is. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
When you do it with no intentions behind it, it's like natural.
Yeah.
It comes easy, it comes relaxed. But when you do it with intention, it's... oh no.
Yes,
No.
and it's like that with a lot of aspects in our lives.
True. It's not just flirting. Well,
Yeah.
we do have some clues and tips to spot the real flirting.
So some clues that help you spot the real flirting is number one, look for nonverbal signals like the body language, as we've talked so much about in this topic.
And it's one of the main things, but it's not just about flirting, it's about human interactions and relationship with someone.
Yes, I really don't think flirting would be the same if you exclude the body language. Just as if we are texting like we do so often nowadays. If you are texting with someone, how can you tell if they are trying to flirt if you don't see them?
It's the same with
Because we read the message the way we think the person typed it. So.
And something might not sound threatening from the person texting it, but if you feel threatened, reading that message will sound threatening to you.
Yes.
Which is...
so.
Yeah. Well, researchers also suggest that people observe certain behaviors that together can communicate romantic interest. In certain contexts, smiling, leaning forward, touching someone, making eye contact can also suggest romantic interest. And it's true, I think we've already spoke about this one.
Yeah.
Touching, making eye contact.
Yes.
It's one of the ways that suggests, well, I wouldn't say romantic interest, I'd say just interest. It depends on the intent.
Yes.
One of the six or two, more than one of the six
Yes.
intents that we've already discussed. Another thing that we can do is listen for verbal flirting. Both men and women are equally good at recognizing certain verbal communications as flirting. Well, specifically, they interpret sexual interest from compliments, overt reference to being single or available to date someone else, and also using mild sexual innuendos as signs of interest.
That's kind of really interesting and very much true.
Well, we can all recognize the sexual intentions, sexual
Yes.
interests, especially nowadays when everything is so frank, everything is so out there, everything is so honest. But it's, I don't know, this is one thing that's, for me, it's missing, like flirting nowadays, which is so weird. It's like, as I've said already, hi, hello, how are you? Let's go to bed.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
so weird. It's like...
Especially if you're going on dating apps. Pretty much
This is why I don't know.
every second guy, I guess.
And it's not...
Hi,
it's
hello,
not-
let's go to bed.
Yes, but no. It's not just dating sites. It's all social medias. Insta,
Yes.
Twitter, even if you're on TikTok.
Yes. Yes.
All social medias, even for us older generation, my older generation, Facebook, Messenger, it's the same. All social medias, no matter that if they are like for that intent only to meet with someone, or if it's something else, it's
Yes.
Always sexualized.
Yes.
Some
I
people like
feel-
it though.
Yes, some people like it. I feel like if I meet someone through social media, I can most of the times the conversation goes in a sexualized direction.
Well, and that because nowadays most men think that women are there at that social platform in particularly only for that.
Yes.
There are some that are, but still not all. And this is why I said a few minutes ago that we have tried fighting against it, but we cannot completely fight against it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's one of the interests, one of the intents.
Yes.
But still, I don't consider it normal. I cannot consider it normal.
I get it.
Yeah. Oh, and we do have another way to.
Yes,
Distinguish.
our third clue is consider the context. Evidence suggests that flirting is more apt to occur in places that have the following features: sociability, alcohol, and common interests. It's a gathering place for like-minded individuals. So, as we've talked about,
Yeah.
like in bars or in cafes.
If the situation, if alcohol is involved, it usually is involved because alcohol is like.
Liquid luck.
Yeah, it's Felix Felicis, but still, it's not just that. It just makes you loosen up a bit more.
Yes.
It makes all, from some to all restrictions that you usually feel when you're sober to just go out.
Yeah.
And bars, clubs, restaurants even. Although, if, as we've explained, if someone comes to you while you're in the park, you'd consider them crazy.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
No, well, it's just.
It's just, yeah. My initial reaction is trying to argue with you. I don't know why. I really don't
just
know
us.
why, but
Because this is us. If we don't argue with one another, life would be so boring.
yes, it will be.
Yep.
Because we think so alike, yet so differently.
Ha.
Great minds.
Aha. Well, another flirting style predicts that the flirting behavior. Not everyone flirts the same way. So if you know a person's style, you can use setting cues to help figure out if they're flirting or not. Also, researchers revealed that traditional flirts who tend to be introverted are cautious, while the extroverts are not so cautious, and they can approach you anywhere. And there is the physical flirt, as we've said,
Yes.
body language,
Yes.
and there are some other ones.
Yes, like the playful flirts, who are less polite than physical flirts and tend to be highly extroverted, throwing caution to the wind when flirting. And finally, the sincere flirt and the polite flirt both prefer to be introduced to someone as opposed to initiating contact themselves. Which I guess I am one of those two.
Which one?
Either the sincere flirt or the polite flirt, because I am an extrovert, but I cannot initiate the conversation. I would prefer either to be introduced, or if the person comes up and talks to me, I'm just too nervous. I really don't know why. And even if I drink alcohol, I would still feel nervous enough not to go and start a conversation.
So you need a very big amount of alcohol to go and talk to someone.
Yeah, but both of us know that I will not drink that much.
Again.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, all these flirts are different types. It actually not just depends on the person that you are. It depends on the person that your intentions are towards you. Because if it's someone that you actually want to impress, that you will get out of your bubble, out of your comfort zone, just to do that.
Yes.
But it still depends.
It still depends, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. One thing that that is weird to me, that introverts do like to be flirted with, but at the same time, they don't want to be flirted with. I mean, we all know that that saying that introverts are just on their own, and then an extrovert finds them and says, "That's it, you're my human, I'm taking you."
Yeah.
This is basically how it works, but, well, in a kidnapping world. But yeah, it's interesting, and still, all these types of flirt do exist, and yet not that much of a big percent can figure them out, figure out when they're happening or when they're not.
Yes.
And yeah.
Well, this wraps up today's topic.
We did babble good.
Yes.
We talked about a few things that we can cover about flirting.
Yes.
I hope that people did learn something.
Yes.
That they didn't know.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed today's babble. We would love to see your opinions down in the comments.
You can also follow us on all of our social medias. You can find the links down below.
Yes, or on the screen.
It depends.
It depends, yes.
Where we're going to put them.
Aww, look who wants to say
Goodbye.
goodbye. Możemy do deixa?
Nope. Nope.
He wants to say goodbye.
And if you guys have something that you want us to talk about, they can always suggest it, I think.
Yes.
In the comments. If you want, hit like, subscribe, and we're going to keep on giving you unnecessary topics, but in our opinion. Also, as we mentioned in the beginning, we're going to meet them with Bulgaria, with the nature,
yes,
and everything. And
well, that's it. That's it from us.
That's it for today and the flirting, and we'll see you
next
time.